Welcome Pisces, this is your May 25th to May 31st forecast, and your most influential transit this week is going to be Venus being at its greatest elongation on May 31st. And this is going to create enhanced sensitivity that opens channels to spiritual insights, and you're being guided to engage in creative or meditative practices to connect with your inner guidance. So we really have a continuation from the previous week where you're continuing to grow your spirituality and continuing that growth and evolution process. So we have the Six of Pentacles here. All right, so we have you being guided to give and to support others from a place of unconditional love here. And these things are going to help you to grow and evolve and to continue on your path of raising that frequency and your vibration. So in any way that you can provide support to others, and it could literally be as simple as a smile to someone. Okay, so this isn't like saying like, oh, you need to give all your money away or something. No, we're not saying that at all. We're saying like you just coming from an unconditionally loving place and sharing that energy with the world. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands here. So you may be deciding between a couple different ways or strategies or viewpoints or philosophies that you may have, and what's going to help you is to go with what makes you feel the most passionate and that you truly believe and trust in. Okay, and you may be exploring different options here. So I'm definitely seeing like there may be some different spiritual philosophies or ideas here that you're kind of feeling like, okay, well, what really aligns with me and where I am authentically? So you may need to decide that and what's best for you. And there may also be some communication, like some soul family out there. There may be a community of like-minded individuals. There could be a coach or mentor, or just anyone that you really trust and you trust they have your best interest in mind, that can be of service to you and support you. So you may even be getting some sort of clear communication here about what path is for you, or about the options, strategies, philosophies. You may get very clear communication on what might fit best for you. So we also have the Chariot and you being more divinely guided here. So there's definitely opportunity for you to connect and receive messages and downloads from your guides. We also have the Nine of Swords. So absolutely, you're being guided to let go of any grief, any fear, any doubt, any belief systems that aren't helpful to you. It's going to be most beneficial to you to continue that process of letting go of anything that's not serving you and anything that's not helpful and stuck and stagnant. Okay, so let's get a couple messages here. So we have you forgiving yourself. Wonderful. Forgiving yourself and loving yourself for who you are right now in this very moment. That is what you're being guided to do. So not like, oh, well, you know, when I have this, I'll forgive myself, or when this happens, I'll forgive myself, or I'll forgive others. This is about you forgiving everyone right now at this moment in time. Also, you following your vision and never losing sight of what is really important. And this, to me, is your original purpose, the reason why you came here. Okay, so it's time to get back on that path and that journey. And some of you may already be there. Okay, so just take whatever resonates with you, and whatever doesn't, then just leave it. But if you feel like you may have gotten distracted in some way, this is time for you to get back into it. Get back focused. So we have you dreaming and creating your paradise. You visualizing the outcomes. And just because you visualize the outcome, it doesn't mean you're going to get that exact outcome. You're going to get exactly what the universe knows that you need at that moment in time. Okay, so at least just putting that out there is giving the universe an idea of what it is you desire. Okay, so if you don't do that, then the universe doesn't know. Or if you don't do that, or you're focused on the past, or you're allowing yourself to get distracted, then the universe is just confused. And they're just going to mirror back to you the energy that you're putting out. So this is really taking that time to be focused and to dream and to visualize what it is that you're truly desiring. Okay. So we have the Lovers here coming out, and we're just going to look at some challenges here. Okay. And this to me is love for yourself, self-confidence, self-awareness, and it could be love with others. It absolutely can be, but for me, I'm hearing this is really about you loving yourself more deeply, being more confident in your skills and your abilities and your talents, just in who you are is what's happening here, and you knowing and realizing that you are all. You are source. You are everything that you're desiring to be. You already are. And this is just that reminder of that. So you may need to remind yourself of that this week. We also have you getting in some self-care practices, gaining some introspection and reflecting on just your life and where things are and everything that you've accomplished and achieved, and being proud of that. Forgiving yourself for anything that you feel is keeping you stuck and stagnant, and letting that energy go and really focusing on the life that you desire. So we also have the High Priestess coming out. And I think I mentioned this in last week's video, where it's like you may be hearing these messages, you may be receiving these downloads, and you may just be deciding like, okay, nope, I don't want to do that right now, or I'm not ready to do that, or you may be just over analyzing it and critiquing it too much. Okay. So this is about you not doing that this week, recognizing that, yeah, the information you're receiving, you should trust it. If it feels good to you, it feels right, it feels like the truth, you know it's the truth, then you can trust it. Anything outside of that is just noise, and it needs to be let go of. So we also have you. So there's definitely new beginnings here and opportunity for that, but it is coming up as a struggle for you this week. So if you did allow new chapters to open and you are open to those new beginnings, go more deeply. Does that make sense? Go more deeply. No, go within, connect more deeply, and receive those guidance and those messages, and ask your guides and source and your higher self for support for you. Okay, so this is like really finding that strength and courage to step onto your path and to go in a different direction and to let go of things and to forgive yourself. And it's like there's a whole world that can open up to you if you allow that to happen. So I see that allowing that to happen may come up for a challenge, even if you've done it the previous week before. This is a continuation of that. So you may have those moments where it's like up and down, where you go back and forth and you're kind of straddling worlds. So that may be and come up as a challenge. So we also have the Eight of Pentacles, and you really working towards your goals, working towards your dreams. And really why I keep saying go within is because that's what I'm hearing, because I feel like that may be distracting you from believing and trusting in everything that you can accomplish and achieve, and not holding you back in some way. And I'm not saying, you are, if not the most, one of the most spiritual signs in the zodiac, likely the most. So I'm not saying that you can't go within or that you're not fully connected. I'm just saying that there's something there where it's like there's more information, there's more of a connection, or it's like you sort of like fighting in some different ways of like, look, I know that I should do A, B, and C to stay aligned with my authentic self, but right now I'm only willing to do A. Okay, but your guides and source are like gently guiding you to add in B and C, And that may be a little bit of a struggle for you this week. So that's what I'm saying. So hopefully it makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. All right, so what else do we have? Recovery and you being tested and the devil. Okay, so this is a strong message to me about you allowing yourself to recover, allowing yourself to forgive yourself, and allowing yourself to move on and not be tempted to stay in your comfort zone, not be tempted to allow those negative thoughts and feelings and behaviors and actions and belief systems to impact your growth and to impact this journey and this process and the messages that you receive from yourself as source. Okay, so, and I don't feel like we're being tested here. I feel like we're creating opportunities to see things from different perspectives, to learn more about who we are, because we already have everything. We know everything. We are everything. But this is just an opportunity for you to expand even further. And to do that, you do that through these experiences. Okay, so that's what I would say for testing. Let's look at some fears that you may have. Let's see. We have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you may even have this fear, and I know we're speaking about spirituality, but some of you may have this fear of losing things, like losing your finances, losing a part of yourself in some way. And so you feel like you have to hold on like really, really tightly to the past and to what was, because there may be a fear of what can be, because you may be very focused on negativity or negative energy or the negative things that can happen as a result of you opening yourself up or trying something new or going down a different path, or exploring other career options or raising your frequency vibration, working towards that. There may be this fear, this underlying fear of like how that's going to turn out. Is that going to be beneficial for you? So you exploring that. And those are the things that you can explore. When I say go more deeply within, you can journal, you can do meditations on that. Whatever those self-care practices are that help you do that, to uncover, those limiting beliefs and thought patterns, is what is going to be absolutely most helpful to you. Because if on the surface you've addressed it, that doesn't mean anything if it's still an underlying belief in the subconscious. Okay, so we also have the Queen of Swords there, just being completely honest and seeing things very clearly. So don't be afraid of what's there. It's all you, and no one is judging you. It is all you, and it's all unconditional love, and you will see that when you connect to that energy. So the only time that you would get some negative energy is from within. It's a version of you that you can address, and you could say like, yeah, you're not welcome here anymore because what you're saying is not true, and I forgive myself and I forgive everyone else, all the other parties involved, and I'm ready to move forward. I've learned all my lessons and I'm ready to move forward. I have moved forward. So you also have the Page of Swords here, with you being direct and taking a bold, courageous approach here. And we said what that can be. So we also have the Moon here. Yeah. So this is all about you addressing those hidden beliefs, those hidden fears, anxieties, doubts, worries. Letting that go and replacing it with more positive viewpoints and energy. Your trust in yourself, your trust in the universe, your trust in your guides, your trust that you're walking down the right path, your openness and flexibility and adaptability to whatever comes your way. You having the power to reframe situations that happen, setbacks that occur, and take out and extract the lessons from that, and using that as knowledge and wisdom, putting it in your toolkit, and staying focused and positive about the future and what the future holds. Okay. Now let's look at some potential outcomes here. So we have the 5 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands. So we have you really being, some of you are still going to be very focused on the reality and the 3D and the energy that's there and building up the past and keeping things status quo. Some of you are still going to be in that energy. So whenever you're ready, whenever you decide that it's done, I'm letting it go, I'm moving forward, that is where your victory lies. That is where your celebration is. And when you do that, be proud of yourself. If you've already done that, be proud of that. And anything that comes your way, know and trust that you can handle it. So you may still have a little bit of contrast. You may still be working on, like, I know I can delve more deeply. I know there's more messages for me. I know there's better feelings that I can feel. Okay, so this is just, it's a spectrum, and some of you are at different places on that, and there's no wrong place to be. So we have 9 of Wands here as well. So just really try not to be defensive. And again, when you are hearing these messages, or you have a coach or mentor or soul family that's supporting you and assisting you, and they're giving you guidance, they're giving you true, accurate information that you know is true and that's going to be helpful to you, do your best not to be defensive about that and not get frustrated about that, because the truth is the truth is the truth, and you know what is the truth. If they're telling you things that are not the truth, then it's not the truth. But you know when, okay, you may be overreacting a little bit, you may be in your feelings a little bit, you may be being overly emotional, like, you know when that's happening. And I'm absolutely not saying that that's all that's happening here. I'm just saying that you have the power, you have the light of truth, and you know which is which. So be honest with yourself, and when that information comes to you, if you know, like, okay, yeah, that is true, I'm being a little overly emotional here, then you're being honest and you can address it at that time. But if you aren't open to any information or knowledge from others, then that may be a longer process for you, okay, to get to that place where you do feel more authentically aligned. All right, so what else do we have here? So we have the Page of Cups here. So there's a lot of opportunity here for just love, and to be creative, and to be fun, and to be playful, and to enjoy. And this is also speaking about that intuitive connection as well. So we already spoke to that at length. Excuse me, but also get in those self-care practices that make you feel good and that allow you to have fun and enjoy yourself and replenish your cup. And I feel like for some of you, this is going to be you being around water. Okay, so if that helps you and that's beneficial to you, absolutely do it. Okay. So we also have the Tower here. Okay, so that transformation and change is coming, and it's still in progress here, because we saw last week that there is transformation happening. There's new chapters opening, and this is you transitioning into that space. Okay, so what else? So we have your spirit guides being available to you. There's also signs and synchronicities I'm hearing that are happening. So some of you are seeing it and recognizing it, and there's even more if you are seeing it. So pay more attention. For others of you, if you're not seeing it, then pay attention, because it's absolutely happening. Okay. And it's all in an effort to provide you with more abundance, to help you to raise your frequency, to connect to where this fulfillment, these blessings are happening and occurring. Because yes, you are receiving them. Absolutely. You're receiving them, but there's so much more is what I'm hearing. There's so much more available to you. And the more that you raise your frequency, the more that you get rid of fear, guilt, shame, all of those things, the higher your vibration, the higher your frequency, the more you attract what's better, good, better, and best for you. Okay. All right, so let's go here. Let's get a couple oracles before we close out. A couple more. All right. Have Libra, so if you find yourself in any of these negative Libra qualities or characteristics, then it's an opportunity for you. Oh, we have Pisces here. Okay, so we have you in your feelings a little bit here. So just take note of any of these energies, and if you start to see them come through, then recognize it, separate yourself, view it as an observer. And you can ask yourself, why is this here? What am I to be learning from this at this moment in time? Take that information, replace and reframe the situation as far as, okay, this is providing an opportunity for me to see that I am being overly emotional here, that I am being defensive and not allowing like conversations to happen here. Okay, that I am people pleasing, I am being superficial, you know, whatever this energy is here that's coming up that you know and you're feeling like is not truly authentically you, and that's prohibiting you from being happy or being content or feeling fulfilled. It's time to start addressing that and letting go of it and moving on. Okay, Pisces, so those are the messages I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week and take care.